Assalamualaikum. Killing Commendatore by Haruki Murakami. The story is told by an unnamed protagonist who was a successful portrait painter. He had been married 6 years when his wife suddenly told him that she was seeing another man and would like to divorce. He was devastated. He left home and drove from city to city aimlessly for a few weeks before returning to Tokyo. He contacted his good friend Masahiko, who was the son of a famous painter named Tomohiko Amada. He told Masahiko that he needed to find a place to stay. Coincidentally, Masahiko's father, who suffered from Alzheimer, was in a nursing home. His house in the mountain of Odawara was now vacant, and Masahiko needed someone to live there to take care of the house. He offered the place to the protagonist, who happily accepted. The house was secluded and perfect for him. There was a studio where he can resume his work. When he checked the attic, he found a wrapped painting. He took it down and opened it. The painting was undoubtedly by Tomohiko Amada. He recognized the scene in the painting. His agent called to inform him that a man was interested in hiring him. That man wanted him and no one else to paint his portrait. The amount he was offering to pay was astounding, which made the protagonist curious. He agreed to meet him, who turned out to be a very rich man named Manshiki, who happened to live in a mansion on the opposite side of the mountain. He found Manshiki likable and agreed to paint his portrait. One very early morning, not long after meeting Manshiki, he was awakened by a faint ringing of a bell. It was very odd. The bell rang intermittently for about half an hour before it stopped. The next day, the same thing happened. He told Manshiki and got him intrigued. Manshiki offered to come to his house that night and see if the bell would ring again. They investigated and found that the ringing came from underground in the woods behind the house. Manshiki offered to hire people to excavate the area, and the protagonist agreed out of curiosity. After the excavation, they found an old bell in a large old pit. The protagonist took it back to the house and kept it in the studio. He started work on painting Manshiki's portrait. As Manshiki posed, the two men got to know each other. Manshiki confided that he suspected that a 13-year-old girl named Marie might be his daughter. He bought the mansion he was living in because he wanted to be close to Marie, who happened to be a student in the protagonist's art class. One night, the bell started ringing again. When he went to the studio to investigate, he found that one of the characters in Tomohiko Amada's painting had materialized. He was shocked. The character introduced himself as an idea. He escaped when they excavated the old pit. He had no physical form. Therefore, in order to communicate with the protagonist, he borrowed the form of the character in the painting. Not long after, Marie went missing. The idea told the protagonist that in order to find Marie, he had to take a journey into the underworld. He agreed and followed the idea's instruction. I don't understand the purpose of the protagonist's underworld journey because the way the story plays out, Marie would have escaped and returned home safely even if he did not go on the journey. It just seems pointless. If you've read this novel, please leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you haven't read it, you can get it using the links in the description. And that's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day.